Hey, hello, I'm Scott Stevens, Goldsboro City Manager, here for our September monthly update. I seem to miss the August update. Summer moved pretty quick, and so for those that might have been looking for an update from July till now, I apologize for that. Do want to remind everybody school is back in session. Watch out for the kids wherever they may be. Some will be at bus stops, some will be on the bus, some will be walking to school, and then some will be driving themselves, or their parents will be driving them in and out around the school. So please ask everyone to be cautious and look out for one another, and especially look out for the kids in our community. Really an exciting time in Goldsboro to be your city manager. There's a lot of construction activity both on the private side and on the public side, and we've talked about a number of these projects, but I thought I'd at least tell you maybe one last time on several of them, as they tend to be wrapping up. Our bus transfer center for the Goldsboro Wayne Transportation Authority is really complete as of today, and early September we're having a dedication on September 19th at 11 o'clock, so that's a Saturday at 11 o'clock. We would invite the community to come out and celebrate with us. It will be at the Union Station site or next to it there at Walnut and Carolina Avenues, so would encourage you to come Saturday, September 19th at 11 o'clock and be part of the celebration of opening that bus transfer center. And again, that also includes work all along Walnut Street, from downtown along Walnut Street to Union Station, and Daniels will be turning that project over to the city. So a very transformational project for that part of our community, or at least that's the expectation. Our Center Street project is really tracking ahead of schedule. Our contractor T11 tells us it will likely be a mid-October completion. Their contract time is November, so anything ahead of mid-November is really good news for the community. And again, it will come together, I think, more and more through September and into October, with a hopeful completion of sometime in October. And again, we will have a celebration when we know a better date of its opening. Again, we do have public art coming. There's a fountain that's a permanent installation at Walnut Street, and then there are in the other two roundabouts downtown, there's public art. We've been through a public process. That art is to be installed in the coming months as well. And then the F-86 aircraft that we have talked about for many months is ready to be moved back downtown. Our crews have been working on pouring the foundation behind the wings at the traffic circle at Ash and Center. You'll start seeing mounting brackets and poles in that area. Our hope is to move that aircraft back downtown one Saturday morning in late September, maybe move it 6 to 8 o'clock in the morning, give time for the community that would like to come see it move back an opportunity to get up when it's daylight and see that aircraft moving back down Ash Street on the back of a tractor trailer. So more to come on that, but again, a lot going on in the downtown area that should be complete in the coming months. Our W.A. Foster Recreation Center is under construction. That project was awarded in July. T11 has moved very quickly. You basically can see the walls are almost all up, at least the exterior walls of the Parks and Recreation Center there. So I would encourage you, if you haven't driven by, it is located in Mina Will Park off of John Street. I would encourage you to ride by and take a look and see the progress there. I think that they have told us they will have that project complete in March. So we're excited that next spring we will have a new W.A. Foster Recreation Center for activities in our community, particularly the youth, but also adult activities that occur in that recreation center as well. Goldsboro Country Club, council awarded a $500,000 renovation project in July. Those renovations are well underway. We're expecting it to be complete in November. We still have some exterior work to be done. We've awarded a contract to demo what was the tennis building and a lot of remove trees and remove the pool. Tennis courts will remain, and then we'll have new landscaping on the outside as well as new lighting. So more to come on that, but that project is underway and should be completed in November as well. We just opened street resurfacing bids. We're taking those to City Council for consideration at their first meeting in September. We have budgeted $478,000 for resurfacing work. The list we presented to Council included streets from across the community, but the bid's around $540,000, so we'll have to resolve that by either reducing the scope of the work or adding additional funding, and that's something we will discuss with the Council in September. But that resurfacing work should be underway in October timeframe and complete by December. So a lot of activity going on there. We also opened bids for the extension of the Greenway, or multi-sports path on New Hope Road. The bids, I think, will have to be redone, is that our pricing in there and some of our time frame between our first bid of not having enough bidders in our second bid opening is going to extend that. But I hope that that will be close to going to construction in the coming months. And again, we'll update you on that. But it would extend the current section there that ends at the church on New Hope Road. It would extend it across the stream there, build a bridge across that, and connect it with our greenway that runs behind Wayne Community College and Wayne Memorial Hospital. So again, just an extension of what we have, but to add some length to our current greenway system. A lot of sewer repair work projects ongoing throughout the community. We are addressing what we believe are the most bang for our buck in terms of point repairs and problems that we have found in our sewer system. More of that to come, and I think ultimately we will be spending $1 million to $2 million a year in the coming years on replacing the older sewer lines in our collection system. So this is really the beginning. We've gone through a number of studies to get to this point and direct our money to the right place, or our utility money that you've paid to the right place to get the most return on our investment there, trying to reduce the unwanted water from our sewer system, the rainfall or groundwater that does get in to our sewer system. So that work is ongoing today and will continue on for many years to come. A skate park pad has been poured. The concrete pad on Ash Street next to Stony Creek Park is for a skate park. We had bought equipment from the base that they were no longer using, and so we'll be installing that in the coming months. The council did award or authorize funding, and we are working on scheduling the construction of pickleball courts to be built in Herman Park Center next to the tennis courts there in Herman Park Center. So again, you'll see the additional pickleball courts very soon in that area, so that those folks will have facilities set aside for them that are properly lined and really permanent in terms of lining and markings, so that they'll have a space that's outdoor play as well. We've had an effort going on with between Wayne First and Wayne Memorial Hospital and Blue Cross Blue Shield in the city to build a Kaboom playground that's being designed for installation at Herman Park Center. And then we'll have a community build day, we hope, in November. But volunteers are needed. So if you want to look for a way, how can you contribute, or your group would like to participate in a community event, this Kaboom playground might be that opportunity. Again, we haven't set a build date, but I think that build, or the day we put it together, will actually occur in the November timeframe. That's at least what we're shooting for, and will be probably a $100,000 piece of playground equipment that we install in a very short period of time. So good activity coming along on that. In addition, our multi-sports complex, we continue to have ongoing discussions with on the lease with the Air Force attorneys that really work out of San Antonio. So it's trying to bridge some of what they have an expectation from a business perspective to what we've envisioned with the local Seymour Johnson staff in a partnership perspective. We are working through that. We'd hope to have a lease signing this fall. We still are hopeful of that, but I want to let you know that's where we are in terms of moving that project forward. We have worked with the school system, and I have to commend our Parks and Rec department in working through an agreement that would open up gymnasiums at Greenwood and Dillard Middle Schools, Carver Heights Elementary School, to open or allow Recreation League play there, as long as Parks and Rec staff is supervising that, as well as better access to some of their fields and other outdoor facilities. When either of those are not needed by the school system, we'd have a secondary priority, but we would have the ability to schedule and use those facilities. We've talked about that a long time, of needing a school system-wide agreement, and I think we're very close. And in turn for use of their facilities, what we're committing is to help maintain some of their, particularly turf, their grass areas, in a better manner. Since we do a lot of that in parks anyhow, taking on that additional grass maintenance in those areas is something that we can handle at a very reasonable cost and a lot cheaper than building a gymnasium. Many of activities in our Parks and Rec, and I would tell you fall activities, they have a brochure that talks about their things coming, but everything from flag football to kickball, mini leagues that run 2 or 3 weeks at a time. So if you have an interest, please don't hesitate to look at the Parks and Rec website or stop by Herman Park Center and talk to the Parks and Rec staff. They're really young adults and adult sports. They're interested in trying to cater to you, and certainly would appreciate your involvement or suggestion of any other sports you'd like to see us run. I think you'll find us very accommodating and willing to try most anything for a period of time. And for those that have participated in the volleyball, to the kickball, to the football, I hear a lot of good comments from those that have been involved, and the 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds that run into that, softball included. So again, I would encourage you to be part of that. Through the month of August, we had a number of shootings in our community, a number of homicides. We're very concerned with that. Our police department has really refocused efforts. We're not above our annual number of people killed in Goldsboro, but one is too many. We've had a lot of people, a lot of shots fired calls, and then a number of people, and more than we'd like, of people that are actually hit by bullets. And many of those were intentional, but still a few that are people that just were innocent bystanders or nearby when those gunshots occurred. So do need the community's help. Our law enforcement is stepping up their efforts in terms of some of the work we're doing there, but we also would encourage the community to talk with us or share information or concerns, and I think we'll be looking to reach out and schedule maybe some community meetings to make sure, one, we're communicating with you, and also give an opportunity for those concerned to communicate back with us or share ideas or thoughts or things that are working in other areas. But again, a lot of effort there, but still a lot of work to be done in trying to make people less inclined to hurt one another. If you have information and you just would like to share it, certainly you can call the police department directly. You can also call Crime Stoppers 735-2253, 735-2255, and leave information. The Crime Stoppers information, of course, would be anonymous if you're concerned with that. We also welcome a new fire truck into our fleet. It still will look like a red vehicle. You may not know it's a new one, but for our firefighters and our fire chief, it was a very good day in terms of bringing that in to Station 1. We did have a pushback ceremony for it several weeks ago, so it is now in service. And again, the other truck will become a reserve truck and so better able to serve the community. But excited to have that truck, almost a $500,000 investment that should serve the citizens of Goldsboro frontline for the next 15 years, and then long term probably for another 20 to 30 years. Also, the fire training ground, our fire chief had spoken about that, where they're using the storage containers that come off ships. A lot of progress there. We'll have an update and some pictures for you later in the coming months. But what at one time we were talking about $500,000 to $700,000 to have a training ground. Really, our chief has found a way to build a training ground that the firefighters are excited about, that will definitely serve our needs in terms of the training they need to perform and helping our ISO rating, which in turn helps you in your fire insurance ratings. But that is in place in terms of the structure and is being built really in view of 117 down behind the community garden. So it was in a flood buyout area. We had a lot that it was not part of that, and again is built so that it is flood proof. So when it floods, because someday it will, there'll be very little damage done to the fire training ground. But it's meant to simulate buildings, commercial and residential, and again a lot of work going into that and more coming in a future update. Sanitation pickup, this conversion from 3 guys or 1 driver and 2 people on the back to service your garbage to a one-arm truck where you have 1 operator and the arm that reaches out. That conversion has gone really well. Still ongoing issues with too much garbage around a container. All the garbage needs to be in the container, and then a few issues on placements of the container. We have tried to work to educate the community since June. And like I say, overall, I think that's gone very well. We will be discussing that again with council in September, and I think our recommendation will be for those containers that aren't properly placed, meaning away from mailboxes or vehicles, or that have too much garbage around them, they wouldn't be serviced, and then the service for them would charge the residents an additional fee. That will be our recommendation of probably $3 if your container is not out or not accessible due to some fault of your own. Certainly not if there are issues beyond what you can control as a resident, that would be different. But we'll continue to ask you to communicate concerns and questions you have about that program by calling our Public Works Department. But overall, that conversion has gone very well. In closing for this month, a lot of activities. I would send you to our website, the city website, to our Parks and Recreation Department website, or Paramount Theater, or our downtown DGDC group's website. A lot of activity in the community. I would like to remind everybody of our fall elections for all city elected offices. We'll have a primary for a couple of seats in October. I believe that's October 6th. And then the general election is November 3rd. And again, you re-elect or elect all of our 6 council members, and then our mayor is elected at large by all the members that are registered voters in Goldsboro. So I would encourage you to pay attention and get involved, and be sure to go and cast your vote October 6th or November 3rd. So other things coming in the short term, September, we have the Beak Week Festival, really trying to honor and enjoy our poultry heritage in terms of business and agriculture here. That is September 12th through the 19th, and a lot of activities planned for that throughout that week and in the final weekend. There's a Heroes Cup Cornhole Tournament here in Goldsboro September 18th and 19th. If you want to be part of that, I would certainly encourage you to look into that registration and how that happens. But again, a Heroes Cup Cornhole Tournament September 18th and 19th. Sunday in the Park begins October 4th, so that'll be occurring very soon. And then we have USTA tennis tournament here October 8th and 11th through 11th. We have hosted that the last several years. We have gotten rave reviews from the community, really because of your response and how you have interacted with the players. But we're expecting probably in excess of 300 people here that weekend to be part of that tournament. It'll be centered at Herman Park Center, but the play will be throughout Wayne County. So Herman Park Center will be the hub, but almost all of our tennis facilities throughout the county will be engaged as part of that tournament. And then the Paramount Series is gearing up for a busy season, a lot of things going on in September, and certainly a diversity that appeals to almost everyone. So I hope you find something there that you can visit and be part of. And again, thank you for what you do. If you need the city, please don't hesitate to call us. You can call my office at 580-4330. Again, 580-4330. You can go to our website and the Citizen Request tab. We'll send emails into the office. Whatever works to you, please reach out to us and communicate and make sure you're getting from us what you need in terms of service from your city. So again, enjoy the fall, watch out for the kids, and we hope to see you downtown very soon.